Ladies and gentlemen, happy Sunday. Happy St. Patty's Day to all of you lucky red-beardish Irishmen. I'm hot. I'm spiced up, ready to go. You know the drill, boys. You're not ready for me to go live today, and I know that. That's okay. But I'm spicy, and we got to talk all about it. So let's dive right into it. Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be talking all things March Madness, all things basketball, because I'm spiced up, I'm fired up, and I'm going to break it all down, give you my thoughts and opinions. We'll look over the bracket. If you're not going to listen to the end, I'm going to say it now because I want everyone to sign up and play for this. Tomorrow we're going to be putting out a link to play in the third annual, I think it is, might be fourth annual, third annual. High Top Sports March Madness Bracket Tournament. All are invited. The winner gets $250. No need to pay. There's no buy-in. It's just you got to click the link and you got to submit and rock and roll. So it's a blast. I absolutely have been a huge fan my entire life, ever since I was wee high, of the March Madness tournament. I live and die for these upcoming weeks. So I'm really pumped. I love it. And not everybody is always a big fan, but I love always doing the tournament, and we're going to be hosting another one here. So if you guys want to be involved with that, keep your eyes peeled on our Twitter and our YouTube page. I'll be posting that here very shortly. Mama Muddy, how you guys doing? Good to see you. I'll send you a link, Mama, absolutely. I'm hot, boys. I'm hot, and here's a couple reasons why. So look, let me explain this properly. People probably are still going to have their thoughts and not listen, and that's okay. The seeding, in my opinion, it is what it is. You got to play the games. You got to beat the best. At the end of the day, 4 seed, 6 seed, 7 seed, 8 seed, it's all about making the tournament. Would you love to have a higher seed? Absolutely. I'm not bitching and complaining about what seed we're in. I am, but I'm not, if that makes sense. What I'm frustrated about is, for me, seeding and how you justify your position in a tournament is based on play throughout the season. Regardless of what it is, whether it's the Maui Invitational, the SEC Championship, or just a regular season game or conference game, what have you, all of those things have an impact on I believe, on where you should seed in the March Madness tournament. Now, Joe Lunardi, which is a lot, kind of the go-to for what people were utilizing as a projection for where teams would be. Everyone has their thoughts and opinions about where the team is going to be, and maybe that's the problem, is we're expecting something. Maybe they should just give us a projection and all, but I digress. He had us, I think, going into the SC tournament around the 8 to 7 seed. That was kind of the feel of everything. And you saw a lot of big teams go down. I think Kansas kind of came out and said, we're resting players. We don't care. This tournament means nothing. You got to now start to think and question Tennessee getting blown out. They probably didn't rest. They probably rested their players. I didn't watch that game. I imagine they did. A lot of teams rested their guys. Look at this conference championship was the 5th and 6th seed. The final 4 of the championship had the highest seed was a 5th seed. 1, 2, 3, and 4 were all out. And you start kind of questioning yourself, like, everyone's sitting this thing out because nobody cares about the conference championship. And full disclosure, I was hoping Florida wins today. I come in here, I was going to come guns a-blazing, talking shit, saying, and I still believe this, but now I'm backtracking a little bit, and I'll explain here in just a minute, so hopefully you're keeping up with me here. I think it's pussyitis to sit out, to rest your players. I think you should have that dog mentality, go win the games, go play, and win an SEC championship, or just play your heart out, right? Like, if you're thinking 4 games, and this is what I'm thinking for today, you're thinking 4 games are going to, crush your guys that much, you got another problem on your hand. That's how I'm looking at this thing, right? And look, some of these guys kind of had their seating locked up, so they're like, why play? And I understand it, but you're losing the lust of the game. It kind of feels like this live versus PGA golf. It's like these guys are already paid. Like, just go out there and have fun. Like, if you win, cool. If you lose, doesn't matter. We're only coming for the majors anyways. So now you've depleted the regular season in a way, right? You've kind of lost all of its lust, which is fine. You put a lot of emphasis on on the tournament, and that's okay. But I think that needs to be clear. So you're going into the SC tournament, Florida's 7-8 seed, right? Florida's looking at like, well, hey, we make a good run here. We can get, 5-6-4 seed, which is a difference. Makes your path a whole lot easier. You're not playing a 1 seed round 2 if you're able to move on, right? It definitely plays a factor for sure in longevity throughout the tournament. They make a run, take down Alabama, who ends up being a 4 seed, I think, or a 4 seed, I think, which we'll get into in just a moment. Take them down, take down a roaring Texas A&M team that was on a hot streak, and then get blown out by Auburn after a tough loss with Micah and a horrible injury. Ultimately, what you're doing is you've destroyed the entire SEC tournament. The only thing that the tournament matters to is 7 and below. The guys that have zero chance of making the tournament, and they've got to swing for the fence here and basically win and they're in, right? Win the whole damn thing to get yourself in. But 1 through 6, basically, means absolutely nothing. And like, don't even call it the SEC Championship. Call it the Maui Invitational. And here's the other thing I'm getting frustrated about, because Bama is rated higher than us in March Madness. Bama finished 21-11. We finished 24-10 because we played more games. Now, the one game we had to play an extra round, so let's kind of whatever, but we lost less games than they did, including today. And we went 11-7 in conference play. They went 13-5. So what you're telling me is that don't play anything but the conference games. That's what that tells me. Nothing else matters besides the conference games, because they have 2 more conference wins than we do, and had a shorter stint in the SEC Championship, yet they're 2 spots ahead of us. That doesn't make sense. Don't get it at all. Let me see. I mean, look, the top SEC was close, man. I mean, Tennessee at 24-8. Everyone else had less losses than us, so I'm not even going to argue those. The Bama one doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. We beat them once at home. They beat us away. I feel like the wins, you can look at the wins, pretty similar. I don't know. I feel like you're crushing the game by doing. You're again. Everybody was saying this at the beginning of the day. Even Jake was like, I really don't care about this, and players don't care about it. And I understand all of those things. I get it. I don't agree with it, is where my head was at. I was hoping that today we would have a little justice of like, look, it was paid off, because now we're thinking, look, when Micah got hurt originally, I was like, look, like you can't say like we didn't play, he wouldn't have got hurt. The injury, you can't think like that. That's the whole, because again, people sitting out in the bowl games frustrates me. Like you can get hurt in practice, but what you could argue, which my buddy said today, is like, look, they've played 4 days in a row, muscle fatigue. There's not strength around that muscle or that bone, which leads to an injury. So now you're like, oh, hey, us playing those 4 days when in reality we didn't need to, yeah, probably led to an injury that may have not happened if we weren't fighting. Now again, we're fighting for something, and there's some payoff at the end. That's just the way that it goes. But there is no payoff. It's all harm. It's all foul. I don't like it. D says they got us messed up, Sheldon. $2. You feel me? You feel me? That's what I'm saying. We're going to look at the bracket here in just a moment. Also, too, if you guys are just joining us, we're going to be doing a March Madness tournament starting tomorrow. I'll send the link out, so if you guys want to join, it's $250 will be winner for the winner, and it's free of entry. Jacob says, I'm happy with 2 wins in the tourney, honestly. Look, I think we had an awesome run in the tournament. I love how the team performed. I think they looked exceptional. I think the tournament, the way that it was, here's some takeaways from me. If I'm Todd Golden, I still want to play. I think it was great for a youngish team to have some experience on a neutral court, to get in a tournament style aspect right at the end here. Needed to wipe the dust away that Vanderbilt loss. You're going into a 4th day. You're exhausted, and we have that massive injury happen. That's a lot to take on. You're punched in the face. You're facing a lot of adversity there. But I felt like this team fought hard and played phenomenally. They are really coming together here right at the right time. Love this team going into the tournament. It's going to be tough, man. I love when they're in the tournament, but it's also tough when picking, because, like, obviously I don't want to pick against them, but I also want to win the bracket. You know what I mean? Like, that's where my head's at on that. So let's see here. Smash the like button. Absolutely. BB, what's up? He'll play, but won't be 100% able to keep up with our guards. I don't know who you're talking about, Muddy. Here you go. Thomas says, what I don't understand is how the conference tournaments are responsible for automatic bids, but the result in the conference tournament doesn't seem to affect seeding. Yeah, that's a solid point. Literally, it just means either, and that's my point. If you're a 1 through 4 seed, meaning winning this does absolutely nothing because you're already in. Basically, 1 through 6 of our tournament was in, right? And A&M was kind of on the outside looking in, so they needed to beat us. But the rest of them were already in. They didn't care. And Auburn kind of just marched through and got a higher seeding because of their win. But Tennessee obviously locks in the top spot as well. But yeah, look, that's what I'm saying. The bottom half is the only ones it matters to in this tournament, because the bottom half, they have no chance of getting in, so they need to win this thing. The rest of us are already in, and it didn't seem, unless you win it, you'll get a huge bump, but your production in the tournament does absolutely nothing. And that just grinds my gears, man. Grinds my gears. And it grinds my gears because something that coaches, Nick Saban has came out and said, complaining about the lackluster of playing and wanting to play and being competitive. This is one of those situations where you've killed a part of the game. You have devalued an entire part of the season. You can't get upset with kids when they're sitting out in bowl games when the people that are creating the game are devaluing it in itself. Like, think about Hunger Games, right? Like, the guys who run the game, they in a way ruin the game by how they manage it. And, after years of rain, it obviously explodes and you get some rebels in there that don't help. But you ruin the game, you adjust the game, and it's ultimately comes back to bite you in the ass. And that's what I feel like we're happening here. Not to refer to basketball as Hunger Games, but Sports with Blake says we're a hockey school anyways. Yeah, I tweeted that earlier because it was funny. Sports with Blake, congrats, man. Also, too, 5,000 subs on YouTube, man. That's awesome, dude. I love that. So, look, man, I'm fired up about it. Let's take a look at the bracket here, and let's see how it's shaping up. Let me share the screen so you guys can see what I'm looking at, and then we'll go over it here together. All right, zoom this bad boy up. It's gonna be tough to see, I think, but you guys will be okay. All right, let's see here. All right, so you guys probably can't even see it, to be honest with you. I tried to blow it up as big as I can, but the UConn Stetson, top left. Is this right? I thought Stetson was out. Maybe not. FAU Northwestern 8-9. This is in the East bracket, by the way. San Diego State, UAB, Auburn at 4, Yale at 13, BYU at 6, 11 is DeQuincy. DeQuincy, I think that was the football school that beat, or that Florida State played. They didn't beat Florida State, but that was their first team of the year, like 2 years ago or last year. Number 3, Illinois versus Morehead State. 7, Washington State versus 10, Drake. And then 2, Iowa State at South Dakota State. Then, where is our bracket? Are we top right? Oh, we're top right. Okay. I think we were top right last year, too. So then we got North Carolina, Mississippi State. Oh, Mississippi State made it in there. So hold on. So if Mississippi State made it in with 21-13, A&M had to make it, right? No way, right? Did A&M make it? Okay, they made it. Wow, so they made it too. So they're a 9 seed. A&M, an 11 seed in the tournament, went 20-14, is a 9 seed, and we're a 7 seed. Whew. So we could match up with them again. Late, though. Late. So let's look at our bracket. So we've got Houston as a number 1 seed. That's going to be tough. Marquette as a number 2 seed. Number 3 coming in at Kentucky. Wow, the whole SEC's over here, which I like. We're familiar. 4 at Duke. 5 Wisconsin. 5 Wisconsin. Oh, because Wisconsin won the Big Ten. Man, weak ass conference. That to me, that's a trap, boys. I like a 12-5 over that. I like a JMU over Wisconsin there, but you didn't hear it from me. Texas over Nebraska. Nebraska had a little bit of a run, but choked there at the end against Illinois. I like A&M. They're playing with a lot of energy right now. And then, of course, Florida at 7, Texas Tech at 6. So we got Marquette number 2. Marquette is a hell of a basketball school. I don't like that. That's the thing, man. Like, again, we could have been playing, I think we should be a damn near 5 seed. So we would be playing Duke. I mean, either way, it's a gauntlet next round, regardless of how you want to scratch this thing. But we'll see how it plays out. Tennessee's a 2 seed down in the Midwest. Purdue is number 1. Purdue's going down for Gonzaga. Just put it in your books, boys. Watch out for BYU. Is that your play? Is that your Cinderella story? What we might do tomorrow. So tomorrow we're gonna have a special guest on, and then after that, maybe we'll do a high top March Madness bracket pick'em. I think we might have to do that tomorrow night, boys. That's always fun. Slowly starting to see the problem with the college football playoff. Yeah. Look, and I'm not complaining like FSU fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not where we're at here. I'm more upset with, I'm not upset about, again, the vote. I'm upset with the outcome of the voting, but I'm only upset because I feel like the work that, I guess I am complaining like FSU. No, I'm not. I'm not FSU. I'm close. Um, let's see here. What's up, Cody? Do you think Kugel will get back in the rotation for the tournament? I don't know. Didn't play much at all this tournament, so must be something going on. But with the injury, you might think that they're going to make some adjustments. I'd imagine heading into this tournament and how they fare to play it out. But I'm excited. I love March Madness. Again, down here in the South, basketball isn't as popular, but like overall, like people don't even know what March Madness is. Like down here in Florida, it's weird. So, but I've always loved it, and I'm glad that we're able to, kind of tap out and go across the world here to play with everybody. So first four, we've got Boise State and Colorado. In Colorado, they were kind of on that bubble, and Colorado ended up playing in the Pac-12 championship against Oregon, and again, it clearly did them some favors by making it to the championship game. They didn't win; they just made it. It's almost like there's more weight to a lower seed moving further than a higher seed doing what they're supposed to do. I mean, what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't care. I mean, as long as it's consistent, it is what it is, and that's, I think, why the lust of these conference championships have died. But it's just, I feel like we just keep killing parts of games. We keep killing parts of the seasons because of it. That's all. That's my only upsetness about it. But look, I love it. I'm excited about it. It should be a good time. Coaches are freaking done with Kugel. Gives zero effort and hasn't played a minute in the last two games. Yeah, I felt like it was definitely an attitude thing for sure. I mean, you can just tell he doesn't care. So they're like, see you later. Marquette is out their best player, I think. I mean, we're losing a tough player too, so we're kind of in the same boat there. Look, tomorrow we'll break it all down. We've always do it. We'll show our board and we'll have a high top board. I'll do my own personal board too, but we'll look through it and we'll give you our thoughts. Usually Steve and I do this, and it's an absolute blast on why we pick a team. So it's gonna be weird. We'll see if he wants to hop on. Like him and I what's funny, quick little side note here. What's funny is when we started the show, when we started High Top Sports, it was BDE originally. It was right after March Madness, I think in 2021. Yeah, because 2020 a tournament didn't happen. So I had just got my house. I was just moving in, setting everything up, and we were watching March Madness and having a ball talking about March Madness and what it is and what it means, and how to pick them and all these things. And it's like, man, this would be an awesome conversation if we could have it on the podcast, but we didn't. The podcast wasn't alive because we started it in June. So this March Madness always, again, it's reminiscent of our, us starting it because that's when it all started. So we'll see. I'll see if he's down to hop on it and talk about it. Golden will adjust and have a plan for his rotation that matches up well. It's hard to make some adjustments on a fly in basketball. Yeah, no, look, when an injury like that happens, bro, like it's tough. It's hard to make like you said on the fly, which is massive. So look, I think Todd Golden and the boys have done a great job. They shot poorly, I think, here, especially free throw. They had a great opportunity down by 10 with 10 minutes to go. We were in the bonus. I don't feel like we capitalized on that enough there at the end, but yeah, and now that we can make a free throw if we wanted to anyways, but we'll see. Hey, real quick, boys, if you guys are reading the comment section, listen to what Muddy's saying. Like, he's like freaky good when it comes to picking these teams in this March Madness. The guy has like 4 kids and somehow like stays on top of all this shit. I don't know. I don't get it, but I used to think that he would be wrong. The guy doesn't miss. All right. Just letting you know right now, the guy does not miss when it comes to this March Madness shit. So. Cody, why are you switching accounts, bro? It's just weird. It's Lions season basketball edition. Gators Final Four run. Let's ride. Look, I mean, so Marquette. That's gonna be. Look, let's just break down Florida's bracket real quick. We're up here in the top right. So we got Florida. Then we played. I would assume Marquette, and then we move on from Marquette. Probably Kentucky, which I like. I like Florida's chances over Kentucky, but It could be somebody else, and I like anybody in this bracket. We could easily, I mean, not easily, but there's definitely an Elite 8 path. Marquette being the toughest battle. And look, we can't sleep on Boise State or Colorado. Both these teams going to be having a playing game to get in. It's going to be a spicy one. So we'll see how that plays out. But again, a plan against the team, I feel like there's a disadvantage there. That 10 seed, one of those play-in 10-team teams will win. Whether it's Colorado State, who's been playing very well, and Virginia going up against Texas down there, they're coming in hot. They've already played on that surface. They got the kind of that first game jitters out of the way. It's a shitty spot. It really is. But look, let's say we get through there. Elite 8, we're looking at Elite 8. Hold on. Elite 8, we're looking at, I mean, probably a Houston or a Duke. And at that point, man, whew, we'll see. Oh, okay, Professor. Yeah, look, agree, Muddy. Look, and that's another big thing about the seeding is like we don't know who we're playing, right? And they're coming in. They're going to be coming in somewhat warm. Another reason why that seeding kind of does matter a little bit. 6 seed would have been huge. 6 seed would have been huge. We earned a 6 seed, especially how we dominated against Bama. We got and this morning Lenardi had us, sniffing a 4 seed. I just don't see, like, so you mean if we win, I think for sure we have a 4 seed, but by losing it, we don't move at all. Like that's 3 seeds, that much weight into winning the tournament. It's wild to me. I don't know. I'm excited though. I love it. It's good. It's gonna be fun. Again, tomorrow night, 8:15, we'll be live, boys and girls, rocking and rolling, talking all things March Madness, talking a little bit of college football. Again, I have a special guest coming on. Should be a blast. Kansas will get upset. Who's Kansas playing? It's going to take me too long to find it. Oh, Sanford. Sanford from Daytona, right? That's a local school here. All right, boys and girls, I love you. Be good. Like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this bitchin' edition. Until next time, peace and love, baby.